jailbroken Fire Sticks are legal. I don't know if this is like.
So the full statement was because you bought it like that, they're legal.
Right. Jailbroken Fire Sticks are legal because you bought it that way. Okay, so if you go to the corner and you're buying crack, does that make it legal?
Jesus.
Hold on, no. Actually, hold on a second. Hold on. I got a better one. I get it. Because everyone's gonna say, wait, it's crack. You can't compare a jailbroken, you can't compare a fire stick to crack. Okay, cool. I'll retract that because someone's gonna say, okay, calm down. Okay. Jailbroken fire sticks are illegal because you bought it that way. What if you go Xanax? Xanax is a very legal drug for people that use for anxiety issues. So if you go buy it off the corner, all powdered up, labeled Xanax, and it is Xanax, is it still legal? Is it still legal is the question. Now, if you got to question yourself to be like, wait a minute, I don't know, is it still legal? I think it's still illegal. No, it's seriously, if you're buying over-the-counter drugs, well, I guess Xanax is not even over-the-counter, prescription drug. If you're buying a prescription drug, it's all powdered up, and they put it in a little baggie. Is it legal?
You know, there's so many things. Even if you buy a computer, right, and then you go download torrents or Hellboy. Let's say you go stream Hellboy on your computer. Is it okay because you bought your computer from Best Buy? No. The actions that you do with the tools that you're given dictates whether or not if your actions are legal or not. It has nothing to do with the actual device. So if you're accessing any kind of copyright content and you are not paying or not doing the means that are legally binded by those rules of that content, then you have to understand whatever you're accessing, there's no gray area. It's either it's legal or it's not. And you better be protecting yourself if you're trying to do it any other way. It kind of drives me a little crazy when people say it's a gray area. What's gray about it?
It used to be gray.
Yeah.
It used to be gray because the way, okay, so I'll define it. Okay,
fine.
It was gray area because it was looked at the same way as me saying, hey, you could borrow my movie. And then you go to your house, you take my movie that I lent you, and I'm getting hungry. And you're like, hey, I'm going to have a house party. I'm going to have a whole bunch of people come over and watch this movie. When you turn on some of this stuff, it does say when you're redistributing, blah, 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 stuff like that. Let's just say I sold it to you. You know, there is a big difference. When they're talking about redistribution, they are talking about when you're monetizing certain things. So when people were grabbing that movie and they were now ripping them, and they were ripping DVDs or VHSs, whatever it was. Okay, now what you're doing is you're selling something that is not owned by you. Illegal. But when you are saying, hey, I'm gonna let you use this, I'm gonna let you borrow it, I'm gonna let you use it, I'm gonna let you stream it, I'm gonna let you do whatever, not illegal. There is certain apps out there. I know, like, I'm not going to bring the big ones. Netflix, of course, you could share your username and password to somebody else. Disney Plus, same thing. There's certain services out there that you can share your username and password to other people. So it's looked at very similar. The thing is, with me, if I pay for it and I'm sharing it with you, you're not paying for it. So are you doing it illegally? No, because they're allowing me to share my username and password. So when it comes to apps like Voodoo, I don't know if you've heard of Voodoo before. When you buy a DVD, there's a code in there that says, hey, you could download the digital version of this
Mm-hmm.
and load it into your Voodoo account. I had one of my best friends lives in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a massive library because he buys a grit ton of DVDs. So he would be like, hey, dude, I'm allowed to share this thing because I bought the damn thing. You know, I'm not charging you for it. So that's how this was being looked at with the gray area, where it's kind of like, well, here's a third party app. I'm going to put this on the website. I'm going to put this on out for the world to watch. I'm not selling it. I'm not doing nothing with it besides here it is. If anybody wants to watch it, great. If they don't want to watch it, whatever. So that's where it's gray, where it's just they never defined it, where you are not allowed to restream it because this whole streaming platform is still pretty fresh. A lot of companies are now jumping into the streaming apps.
I don't know. I just one of those parties were paying for the distribution of it and the other one wasn't. And then if we look at some of these third-party applications that were making money through advertisements and monetizations by allowing people to get access through them, like, to me, it's I mean, if you want to stretch it, you could stretch it and call it a gray area all day. But morality wise, like,
take the ads out. I was saying you're adding ads into it. I'm not talking about monetization. I'm saying take that out. Look at it as taking all of them. Cyberflix, no ads, no nothing. They're just scraping what's out there on the web with nothing. That's where that gray area comes in. Well, that's where it used to come in.
I'm telling everyone now that 2021 is the year of the VPN. Like, if you don't got a VPN in 2021, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm actually testing 2 other VPN brands right now because I'm like, I don't even know if I want to use only one at this point. Like, I want to make sure that I have a backup, or I want to make sure that I have different ones to use in case I need to. And we used to talk about make sure that you have a backup application, or make sure you have a backup, whatever. I'm at the point where I want to make sure I have a backup VPN.
Now, the last thing I will say before we move on to the next one is jailbroken Fire Sticks are legal because you bought it that way. Wrong. Don't.
Get a sound effect?
Don't. Wait, hold on. I gotta find my there you go. Don't do it. People are gonna be like, wait, what is that sound effect? Coming soon. So yeah, just don't. If people are getting arrested for this crap, for selling them, selling a Fire Stick that has these apps that they don't even own on there, and just that statement, jailbroken Fire Sticks are legal because you bought it that way. No, no.